This is my broken goblet, and this is pure crystal, but I can't get it to sing right now because my eyes are hurting me.
Yeah.
But I have an illustration here.
Where's the speaker? Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Is it on the back?
Let me get it.
That's the other way. Can you guys hear that?
Yes. This is all glass, done by,
Wow.
he's singing hallelujah, hallelujah.
And he's got, to change the tone, they put, some of you know this, they put different levels of water in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Anyway, everything I have up here is rock. And
Oh, there, good.
can you help me change the baby's diaper here? Yeah. Anyway, this is silica, made with silica, which is sand, which is like beach sand, and it's melted. Do you know how they make the color red? They add a little gold to it.
Yeah.
So that's why red glass is really expensive. And I have some odd-shaped rocks. I have one that looks like an old man. It really does. It looks like a head. And I think I could probably put this in the Yale Curiosity Shop there in Seattle. We have on loan, it's been on loan for 10 years, a head that is made with a burl, and people cannot believe that is not man-made. And it's going to have an MRI, and I'm going to put it on eBay for $10,000. I've been offered that much if I can prove that it's a real. But if you look, go to Yale Curiosity Shop right above the Sylvester, the mummy, is our wooden burl, and it says loaned by Larry and Cheryl Young, Eagle Creek. Did you put the diaper on?
Yeah.
Did you put some baby powder on it?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you see us putting some powder on our face? Do you know what that is? You put rocks on your face. We put rocks on our face, and she put rocks on the baby powder, on the baby's diaper. You know what rock that is? Soapstone. Talc. No, talc. That is and soapstone are the softest element there is. And the hardest is diamond. And diamond is made deep down in the ground with lots of pressure. They take, God takes coal, briquettes, and it's squeezed for a lot of time with a lot of pressure, and out comes a diamond. And that is the hardest, that on the Mohs scale, they call it, I was a geology student, and I wanted to be a geologist, but I had a head-on collision with a drunk, so I had to drop out of school. So, but I still have rocks in my head, so. But I have a lot of illustrations here of different elements that are all intrusive rocks. Granite is an intrusive, meaning it's made below the ground with the lava and the magma mixing, and it comes up closer and closer to the surface, and it has time to make these crystals. You'll see these crystals. There's mica, feldspar, and what else is there?
Obsidian?
Mica and quartz. Those three elements there. There's a few other things in there. And then there's obsidian, which is like think of it as a pancake batter. And all this mixture is, all these elements, like this granite and the basalt is getting all mixed together, and these crystals attract one another, and they become obsidian. Like if you go to Newberry Crater, there out south of Bend, you'll see all these rocks. These are from Newberry Crater, and they were gathered before it became a state park or monument. So you can see that big piece of obsidian, and sometimes obsidian has brown coloring to it. It's different crystals. Okay, can you hand me that big rock there, that round one? I brought a bomb with me to church this morning.
All right.
Yeah, this is a bomb. Actually, it's a geode. And there's a big surprise in there. If I cut this in half, there's going to be some beautiful crystals inside of it. But I'll have to cut it in half one of these days. I've never wanted to cut it in half. I love geos. Maybe I'll buy one that's cut in half. Have you ever seen a geo cut in half?
No.
So if you want to see a geo, this is what it is. And I have other funny shaped rocks. This is my elephant. It's totally shaped that way. I always look for different rocks. I've been collecting rocks since I was a little girl. And anyway, have you ever had stomach ache? You ever taken this pink bismuth? You know what this is? It's a rock. This is crushed rock. That's what bismuth is. I've been to the Dolomites in Italy. There's different things, Vaseline, all kinds of elements that make up our have chemicals that we use for medicine and different applications. Talc. Now they, some of us has had talc put in during our surgery. The doctors put talc inside our tummies. You know why he does that?
Why?
That makes your guts stick together so they don't go squishing all over. I wonder if Greg had that done when he had his transplant. To make the guts stick together, that's what they do. Can you believe that? So the doctor puts rocks inside your intestines to make them stick together. And I have different, you want to hand me this? This one here. This is part basalt. Now you know what boring lava is? That's just the plain lava, because it's boring. It just looks great. And then if you go to Gladstone Church, and the inside, the whole rock inside is called schist rock. So that is part, it's mixed with granite. So we don't have any granite, natural granite outcropping here in Oregon. There is one big boulder the size of a car or a small house or a bus. It's in West Lynn. It was brought here. It's called an erratic. And it was brought here from British Columbia on the ice sheets and during the Brett's floods. So there's many, many different illustrations of rocks. If you want to come up, this is pumice. This is the stuff you find in your fireplaces. And these will float. I have some Mount St. Helens ash that fell on the houses in our neighborhood. And I would like the children to give you each a piece of obsidian or polished. I think that might not be obsidian. It might be, I'll have to look. But anyway, treasure that. Let's see, what am I forgetting? Okay, and then when we have, his sermon is on lukewarm to lava. And what is lava is hot, hot. It gets spewed out of the mountain. And did you know Mount Hood has been having tremors? Lots of tremors in the last day. 24 hours, I think we've had 30 or 40 tremors. And the last time Mount Hood exploded, it created Hogsback, and that was, how long ago? Wow. 750 years ago, the Indians watched it. The Indians here. So if you go through Welch's and you see all those rocks that have been spewing out, that is from the last eruption, and that's pretty scary. But anyway, just think about how God created Earth and how many things we have. And then there's another illustration. I want you, can you, each of you take these, one of these, and that, and she's holding up, hold that up, and the sandal, the other one. Hold that up. Okay, one is they're both sand dollars that Eliana has in her hand. One is fossilized and one is fresh. I picked it off the beach in Florida Keys. Okay, and then she has something different. She has a sand dollar, and this is a pyrite dollar. It's not a real sand dollar. It is a pyrite, and pyrite comes in shale, which is a petroleum. They find this in Indiana. And the pyrite dollars come, they're like fool's gold. They're a metal. And the metal crystals get attached to each other, and they find their way, and they make their way in between the shale, and this is how they find the pyrite dollars. So I'll put all this stuff out there in the back. So enjoy these. Thank you.
Thank you.